What's up, United States history? How is everybody doing? I hope you're having an excellent Thursday. I had a ton of fun hanging out with all of you yesterday, and I'm looking forward to all of you sharing your research slides with each other today. We've got a lot planned, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump in to share my screen and join the presentation. We are continuing with our Three Worlds Collide U.S. History Unit. We've focused on just the first world so far, the Native Americans. But today, we are going to introduce the second player, the European invaders who would come to colonize the Americas, more specifically, those who came to dominate North America, the British. So we're going to work a little bit through this. Our daily objective is I can explain how early British settlers in North America viewed the indigenous people who lived there by analyzing primary sources. Okay? First, we're going to start with our morning meeting. I was thinking a little bit yesterday. Philip, I hope that you did well on your math test today, or if it hasn't happened yet, good luck. But I think it's nice to share a little bit about our other classes and what's going on. So for our morning meeting, we're going to ask, what class has been the hardest for you so far and why? What are you going to do to make it better for yourself? What class has been the most fun for you so far and what makes it that way? Let's share about each other's classes. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video so you all can discuss. Alrighty. Now that you've gotten that done, we are going to go ahead and present our Native American Society research slides. So please, we will now present those slides. Each one of you will come up, show your slide, and tell us more about that region of Native American. So we know that these Native American peoples lived in the Americas for thousands and thousands of years, at least 15,000 years. And then the first Europeans arrived in the Americas. Columbus, who we've talked about, arrived in the Caribbean in 1492. By 1530, just 40 years later, all of South America and some of North America was controlled by the Spanish. What were these people looking for? The number one thing that they were always looking for was gold. Europeans wanted gold because it made them rich. But another thing that they were looking for was a path to Asia. They were trying to get to Asia so that they could trade with what Asia had, because Asia had a lot better things than Europe did. They had better spices, they had better resources, they made better things, and Europeans wanted that. So they were looking for a path to Asia. Europeans essentially just want to make that money. They are trying to get rich by coming to the Americas. So in 1530, this is what the Spanish Empire looked like after they invaded the Americas. They have most of North America, or some of North America, and almost all of South America. They were only missing two places. One, Brazil, was kind of owned by the Portuguese, but was also a giant jungle. So they didn't really want that. And there was also the east coast of North America. No one really wanted to go to this place. There was no gold. There was no spices. So the Spanish didn't really worry about conquering this area. Now, there was early contact in this area by the British. The British, after exploring this area, tried to make a settlement in 1584. This colony, called Roanoke, mysteriously disappeared. They left men there, went back to Europe for supplies, and when they came back, the colony was deserted. No one was there. There were no dead bodies. The one thing that they found were the words Croatoan carved on a log, which was a name of a nearby tribe. And these men were never heard from again. But during this time, the English were able to learn more about the indigenous tribes of people who lived there. Even though their colony was gone, they still wanted to make money off this land somehow. They still wanted to come to this place, come to North America to try to make money. And after having tried to build a colony there, they now knew more about the indigenous tribes of people who lived there. So the next steps. Today, you're going to complete the Early English Ideas of Native Americans assignment on Edmodo. You will turn in the graphic organizer, and you will use the slideshow to complete the graphic organizer. Let me briefly show you these things. So, this is the graphic organizer that you are going to complete. This is attached to your assignment on Edmodo. Now, there's just a few things you need to do. You're going to look at some images. You're going to describe the image in detail, and you're going to answer, are the image and the description similar? This slideshow is also attached to your post on Edmodo. So your job is to look at the image or images and describe them in detail here. Whoops. Describe them in detail here. And then these writings are primary source writings from an English person who came to the Americas. A primary source means a historical document that was written during that time. So these writings were written by an Englishman who was living in the Americas or who visited the Americas in the late 1500s, okay? And so after you do this, for each image and each description, you have 3 questions to answer down here at the bottom of the graphic organizer. Awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing more about this tomorrow. If you do not finish this document by today, that is okay. It will not be homework. You will have time to work on it in class tomorrow. Okay? Cool. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today. Thank you for doing your best with all of this. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.